Welcome to our Koala Wallet AMAs. Today we are talking with the team from Kadena Mining Club. This conversation was recorded on January 25th, 2023 live on Twitter Spaces. The views and expressions in this AMA do not represent the views of Koala Wallet directly and are not to be considered as financial advice. Please make sure to do your own research on the projects presented. Also make sure to subscribe and like the video to help support the channel. Now let's get started. Enjoy.
Let's get this space rolling. Let's get Kobe up here. Let's get the Koala account up here. Anybody else? And we're gonna really try to focus on Koala throughout this whole space. We've been doing these great spaces about once a week, although we took last week off. We've had CAD cars up here. We've had Kazora up here, and now we have Koala. Kobe.
Hey,
good afternoon. It's really awesome to have you on.
Good afternoon. How's the quality? Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you perfectly. Kobe, can you hear me good?
I can. We haven't talked in a while. It's good to hear your voice.
Awesome. I know. It was really nice to meet you down at the World Digital Mining Summit. That was a spectacular event. Yeah, and for everybody on here, Kobe, really impressive guy. I think everyone's going to get to know that if you haven't heard him speak. Yet. So I'm really looking forward to talking to you again. And then we were supposed to connect again in Miami, but I got really sick, so I didn't go. But
I'm sorry we missed
on to the next one.
We're gonna make up for some drinks soon enough.
That's right. I think we were talking about Bitcoin 2023, right? Is that the next one the Koala team's hitting?
I think so. We'll keep you guys informed, and we'll let the community know too, so that you can come on and shake a paw. We're just so excited to see these conferences get happier and happier throughout 2023, since the end of 2022 is a little bit glum, and now we're looking forward to who's going to be at the next conferences.
100%, man. I mean, that conference, the previous one, the price was going down during the conference, and just every day there were less and less people there. So I'm looking forward as well to going to a conference during a bull market. Because it's been a while. It's been a couple of years since I've experienced one of those. And I know you've been to way more conferences than me, so I'm sure you know how it feels. It feels much better, a lot more fun when the market's rallying.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. There's a lot more free drinks. So there you go. There's a good reason for your free ticket.
Yeah, that's right. In the bull market, open bars. In the bear market, you're paying for it yourself.
Exactly. Well,
that's exactly
I talk about
right.
Drinking all day, but my team is going to kill me if I don't say hi to the community and thank everyone who's listening right now. I know you've been hosting these, and I'm very lucky to be talking to your community. You guys have gathered and really been keeping engaged for a long time, and that's something we strive for at Koala too. So we're just happy to be here and chat today.
Well, we are all really happy to have you here as well. I think our community is your community. Kadena, we're at that point where we're all just one, little big happy family, but still growing every day. But with all that being said, I do have some questions I like to get to. But before we get to the questions, Kobe, for everybody in here who might not know who you are, they'll definitely going to be hearing a lot more about you soon. But do you want to share with everybody just, maybe your story? How did you get here? Being such a young founder who's had a lot of success in a variety of projects.
For sure. Well, for those who don't know, I'm the ripe age of 22, which is a good time to start a company if you're doing it with two grown-ups in the room, Tim Moulter and Angelos, my co-founders, who are well into their 40s and have been in Bitcoin since, I think, 2009 and 11, respectively. So I got into crypto in 2013 and 14 when Dogecoin was just sending its first cars to NASCAR, and things were really heating up. And I just bought a little bit of Dogecoin, a little bit of Redcoin. I sat on it for about 2 years, helping out moderate a community or two. I tried to get Redcoin staking. I thought it was the next Bitcoin. I learned my lesson. And that's really how I got into the field of both finance and digital assets at a pretty young age. So fast forwarding to about 2016, all the way until 2021, I was working for a large multi-coin wallet out there. And I went from doing some business development there to leading most of the product development or rather the product management and the team at that company. And then I started Eucalyptus Labs to really focus on advancing some goals of Kadena, a blockchain which I had gotten affiliated with or acquainted with in 2018-19, and then again in 2021 when I saw a great opportunity to start building. So that's a little bit about me. As you guys know, I've been working to assemble Koala Wallet, which is a really great single asset wallet that supports all of the Kadena tokens on the chain. And we're about to have a lot more features that not only showcase the best of Kadena as a blockchain, but showcase the best of providing not just the best wallet experience, but really letting users take advantage of their funds and their assets, which they themselves store as we are non-custodial. So that's the pitch. And if you're still here and listening after all that, then man, I'm excited, and I hope you've downloaded the wallet by now. And welcome all.
Yeah, it's a really great story, Kobe. I remember you were sharing with me at WDMS and now again how you really, a starting point for you was the Dogecoin. It was the Reddit community. It was like, let's get the Dogecoin on the NASCAR with what was his name? Bob Weiss? Was that the driver's name?
I
Do
think
I have
so.
that right?
It might
Something
be. I'd
Weiss
have
or
to.
Wise.
That also reminds me of a journalist, so I think my brain might be scattered, but I think you're on the right path.
I wonder what that guy's doing these days. Maybe you got to get him back into NASCAR with the Kadena race car or something.
Now that would be something. I know you guys have been pushing for it, so.
But that's really cool. So you started with, you got into Bitcoin, got into Doge. You tried Redcoin out. You tried a bunch of different things. You were working for these crypto companies through the ups and the downs of from 2016. You had the ICO bubble. Now you've had the most recent bubble. Now it looks like things are maybe getting back onto the right track. But through all of that, you must have seen so many different coins. You must have seen so many different projects, and you really chose Kadena to start your own business and really dive on in. Why did you take such a leap of confidence in this one specific coin out of all the ones that you've seen throughout your career?
Yeah. So one of my first jobs was looking through, like you just mentioned, that 2016 ICO bubble, looking through lots of white papers. They were all before Chat GPT, so you really had to read the thing and make some bullet points in your findings. And I must have read at that time 60 to 100 of them, which is not too crazy. I was I was a little bit younger. I was up until three doing research, and I was able to find some really good investments back then to bring to a larger community of users that I had established in those times. So I was really used to looking at the projects and identifying which I thought at least had the most credible team members, had the best roadmap, had actual technology goals and a product they were building. So that had really been my job for a long time, and sniffing out a lot of bullshit. I hope I can say that on this channel. We won't get censored. But sniffing out a lot of bad stuff in the space. So when all these layer ones started to pop up, way past Ethereum and doing your ERC20 tokens, very apparently you could see which ones were using the same ICO mentality of, hey, we're on a 3-month schedule to get the shareholders and the venture capitalists excited to do a reinvestment round of seed money. Then we do our next round at a higher valuation. And you could tell which people were actually in the space for a long time, maybe didn't have the best marketing and communications where a lot of the money goes these days, but they had a really strong foundation. And that's what we found in Kadena. So I met, and I always tell this story, and I'm sure a few of y'all have heard it, but I met one of the co-founders in 2019 after Consensus at a bar in, I think, Carroll Gardens, Brooklyn. And I was nervous on the train ride there because I couldn't even get a drink at the bar. I was too young. So it was a really exciting meeting with Will. And he told me all about Kadena and its technical promises. And then I did the research, do it yourself or have some smarter friends dig into the mathematics for you. So that's what I did. And ever since then, we've seen them start to improve a lot of what I just mentioned that attracts the big VC money. And I'm just, every day I get more excited about talking about Kadena, being in this ecosystem and seeing the same foundation and really strong building methods continue.
Yeah, I mean that's a really great answer. I'm glad you shared a little bit about you meeting Will. I was gonna bring that up because I haven't even gotten a chance to meet that guy in real life yet. So you're way ahead of me on that
He's a
one.
busy
Although
man,
it's not really a competition. Yeah, absolutely. I can't imagine how busy. I can't imagine how busy he is with what he does. Just sticking to the code, getting it done, continuing to improve, and not really worrying about the marketing. That's really up to you and me, Kobe, it seems, and all the other builders and all the other community members on this call and in the Kadena community to really get the marketing going, get the word out there, get more people involved. And I know that's definitely something that you guys at Koala are doing, you guys at KPN are doing. KPN, really just quickly about KPN. It's a fantastic tool. I love it. I mean, you can get a full overview of all the projects building on Kadena just on one. Very easy to use. Great user interface on a website. So everyone, if you're in here, if you haven't heard about Kadena ecosystem, check them out. They're a speaker. Really awesome website. You can see all the projects that are building on KDA. So thanks for sharing all that, Kobe. Do you have anything to say on KPN real quick?
On KPN, I have to give a shout out to our host and our head of community, Chris, who you'll hear in all of our AMAs and our YouTube coverage of Kadena projects. He's spoken with you a bunch and myself plus the team. And go check out our Twitter and our website, KadenaEcosystem.com. We just launched a new grants program. We're giving over, it should be $8,000 this month to creators in Kadena, whether you're a developer, a content writer, or maybe you just want to send in your resume and say, can I help? And hey, we'll find something for you, and hopefully we'll be able to allocate a grant too. So this is one of the ways that we're going to really supercharge this ecosystem, and we're really excited about it.
I'm really excited about it too. When you announced that Monday, we're trying to get the Kadena Builders Club rolling. Really rolling this week as well. We're up to 7,000 KDA in that wallet. I don't think we're going to be giving it away all this month, but it's really awesome to see you guys kind of getting involved with that because I know how well your team is at organization and managing things, and I think it's really cool that you're going to be taking resumes and helping people find things to do, right? I mean, that's really, really, really awesome. I'm glad they chose, Kadena Eco chose to partner with you guys on that. I think that's what's happening, right? I have that clear.
Absolutely. And the way that you guys have been building your community and we've been building ours, that approach really lasts. And when the prices drop, well, first off, people are incentivized not to lose their coins because they're not only there for the hype, but when you build a community brick by brick and you really have all different people from around the world, that's a really strong community based off of a project's integrity versus just price or fancy graphics. So I think this slow, gradual building of Kadena's community has been quite an opportunity for those in the ecosystem already. And there's so much opportunity for those just getting started and learning about what we're doing here.
100%. The bear market is the best time to get into, learn about new projects. And I think it's this decrease in price has really given a lot of people an opportunity to get a lot more KDA than I think they ever could have expected to get. And the community's been incredibly resilient through the drawdown. I mean, I'm a part of a lot of Discords and, ETH NFTs. I check them out. And, Kadena, the community on Twitter, our Discord, it's still going really strong. And it's really great to see. So I can't wait until things really pick up again. But let's get back to Koala Wallet. So we've spoken about, why Kadena. We heard a little bit about your story, Kobe. But do you mind taking us on the journey of Koala Wallet from, its inception to where we are now? Tell us the story.
Surely. So when I was first holding my own Kadena, I was doing so on two exchanges, on CoinMetro and on KuCoin. And ever since I got compromised in the BitGrail hack of maybe 2017 or 18 with my Ride-Blocks and Nano, I've always known, even post working for a wallet company, I'd take my coins off the blockchain. But in that case, there wasn't a good wallet for me, and I actually lost about 3,000 Nano, which at the time was not so much, but very soon after was a quite hefty amount. So I learned my lesson, and I said, where are the wallets for Kadena? So I did a little bit of research. At that time, even X Wallet and other alternatives were not there. And that's really one of the reasons we set off to build a wallet in stealth mode, for the lack of technology. But the real other reasons are that this is where our team experience has lied for the past 5 or 6 years in not only the development of a safe, secure wallet, but the tools all around it, the support you need to help your users when their connection goes offline, the community engagement and management, so that people aren't even forgetting about their wallets and backing up their seed phrases. So there's so many points of a wallet, and we saw funds going toward, for example, Phantom, which is a great non-custodial wallet solution for Solana. But if you go and download Phantom versus a bunch of other wallets out there, you'll quickly notice that it's much more of a safe and somewhere you just throw your coins for a while. than it is what we believe a real wallet potential holds, which is a multi-tool, which is a way to get the most value out of your own personal holdings. Because essentially, you're walking into Chase Bank, your local branch, and instead of talking to someone behind the counter who's going to tell you, you should invest in this fund or that fund, or you should convert to this currency or that one, we're going to put all those tools in the user's hands right away. So slowly but surely, we're taking more power away from larger institutions and putting in the hands of users with a wallet application. So that's where we got started.
Can I add in something here?
Hey, Chris.
Absolutely.
This is Chris, by the way. Hi. We also come from a large background of community service in the wallet industry. I personally was a community support person for quite a while, and so we have kind of an ear to the ground on what people want from a wallet, and kind of have a good idea on what they need. So like Kobe was saying, it's about becoming a all-in-one inclusive shop and stop for everything that you need in crypto. So like we kind of have an idea of what people want before they even know what they want. in a kind of a sense, we're building the tools, we're building the infrastructure, we're building everything that a wallet's going to need to be able to support all these things. And it's a lot of work. Like people don't understand how much work actually goes into the behind the scenes things. But I have to say, this has probably been one of the best teams I've ever worked with, even in my 20 years of working in restaurants. Everything has just come together so great, and we have such a talented team of developers, designers. And like I said, with this background that we come from, building a wallet was just kind of a no-brainer, and something that we know we can do very, very well and very securely.
Awesome. Well, it's great to have you up here, Chris, and thanks for sharing that and painting more of a picture. If I remember correctly, Kobe, Koala, is it supposed to have its 24-hour customer service? Is that right, or was that the previous project you were working on?
So the previous project I was working on, and Chris was one of these members, we did 24/7 support. This is definitely something we look to have in the future for Koala, although you'll already find that you can submit a ticket and get a response in, I'd say, less than 2 or 3 hours for sure. But even easier, hop into our Discord and you'll get a response in just a few minutes. Make sure that you're talking to the right person, of course. We pride ourselves right now on having a great community that's eager to help others that are getting into the space, but we're very aware that as we scale and grow, we're doing everything we can to increase that side of our business and just make it easier for users to access the support they need. I think Chris might agree that that was really a need in our past project, where things were a little bit less intuitive and less understandable. But one of the things that's nice about working on Kadena is that it's still a pretty interesting and confusing chain. And I say this is a good thing because, first off, right off the bat, that once those barriers are removed or gone, you create such a more smooth experience for customers and for users on the blockchain that, again, you're unlocking opportunity and value stored in Kadena that's out there right now. And so that's just a really exciting part of working on a wallet project, again, because we get to be at the forefront of making it easier to use all these tools and pushing Kadena forward.
For sure. And like wallet support is a huge factor of ours. Like Kobe was saying, right now, even though like our previous wallet support was literally 24/7 live chat support, but from directly within the app. But right now, since we're just starting off, we haven't really implemented that. It may be something we implement in the future. But our Discord, like you said, you go in there within a minute or two of you asking a question in our support chat, you're gonna get a response. Sometimes be it from our great support team like myself, Fernando or Brenny, or even from the devs themselves. Tim is in there, Kobe's in there very often. So you're gonna get a response, and it's a lot better than a lot of these other wallets and companies where you put in a support ticket and you're lucky if you get a response within 24 to 48 hours. We try to make sure that to us, the user is number one. They are the most important, and making sure that they're safe and secure is our top priority.
Man, Chris said it just perfectly, and he's killing it with all the shout outs to our amazing team. We're so far at, I think, 14 members strong all across the globe in lots of different time zones. And Chris, you always just do a great job of making sure they feel heard. And I hope everyone, hops into the Discord and says hi to these people, because like he just said, our front end senior developer is right there. Talk to her about the challenges and the designs and the decisions that we're taking, or come and DM me on Twitter and let's talk about why we're running our business this way. We're here to chat. We're not trying to be elitist. We're lucky to have people listening right now, over I think 85 already. So thanks everyone for joining. But we're just lucky again to be in this ecosystem. So whatever we can do for our users, that's where we're gonna be.
Thanks for sharing, guys. Yeah, 85 people in here now. I'm always amazed with how willing individuals are to come and listen to us and other projects talk about what we're building on Kadena. So thanks everybody for being here. It is 421. If you haven't yet and you want to win a KD Box too, check out that pin tweet, like, favorite, tag 3 friends, and we'll do the drawing towards the end of this space. But we were talking about the journey of Koala Wallet and how it came to be. I think it's I think it's important that you went through losing some of your nano, Kobe. You went through that process, and that was that was definitely a learning experience for you. And you took the resources around you and decided, okay, we're going to do this on Kadena and make sure that nobody has the same experience that I did. One of the things that you were mentioning through that was that you are really aiming to make Koala as easy to use as possible for the end user. One of the main things that occurs at Kadena Mining Club when we're bringing new people onto Kadena is all the different chains. Is how do we operate 20 chains, and Kadena talks about expanding to 30 or 50 chains. How is Koala Wallet making that Kadena's inherent multi-chain feature more manageable for the end user? And if you don't mind, also maybe talking a little bit about how Kadena's multi-chain feature works and how that's beneficial for the network.
For sure. So Kadena promises to really fulfill a large challenge in the blockchain, which has been scaling. And right now, they've changed from having 10 chains for cross-chain transactions to 20. So if you go to the white paper, you'll see some really cool graphics of this graph web technology, in which every time you are performing a transaction, one of these different chains will be talking to the others, and you're never more than 3 hops away from full confirmation on the Kadena network. So that's over even my own technical head. That's why I'm definitely on the business side and dropped out of engineering school. But for a more detailed explanation, I'd be happy to divert you to Tim or even Chris, since they're in it. But what I will say is that right now, like I just mentioned, it's kind of difficult even to understand that, and more so, it's unimportant for users. They shouldn't have to worry about which chain do I deposit and withdraw to. They shouldn't worry about, am I routing on the fastest or a cheapest existing place to transact my Kadena. So we're doing 2 things. And I'll start with the second, surprisingly. The second is that in just a few months or weeks, and I won't give any timeline because we don't do that with longer timelines, we're going to be obfuscating these chains. So you'll no longer have 20 different chains. And when we hop to 50, when half the world is already on Kadena, or maybe a little bit less than that, there won't be any chains of 1 to 19 or 0 to 19 to really send and look through. But the first thing that we're doing is we're not jumping the gun. We're making sure that right now, if you want to go and use KD Mining Club NFTs, or if you want to go and swap some of your tokens on an exchange like KD Swap, you're not confused that your wallet has no chains, but this service out there has tons of chains. So one of the things we're doing is frequently communicating with our partners at KD Launch, for example, at CADEX, at all these different applications like your own, and some of the developments I hear you've got coming, which I won't spoil. And we're making sure to stay aligned so that the community and users don't feel any abrupt changes. But do know that in the background, our developers are working really hard to bring you that agnostic feature, alongside with tooling, so that every dApp can fit really easily into that form.
Well, I'm really glad to hear that you're taking the time and making sure that it's done properly, because I know that It has been rushed, I think, on another platform, and it has been a bit confusing. But it is what it is. Not to say anything negatively about another project. They have an excellent wallet as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing when that is released, and that it is easy to use for the end user, because that's something we definitely need. Chris, did you have anything to add to that, or we're good to go? Chris is probably taking a break. I know he's at a busy day.
No, well, I just want to add that one thing that, like Hobie mentioned, we're talking with all of these other different wallets, different providers, different networks, and we want to make sure that, there's no it's us versus them kind of thing. We're all in this together to make the Kadena ecosystem the best that it can be. It doesn't have to be we're making a wallet, so we're not going to talk with other people who are making a wallet. No, that's not the way that innovation works. Innovation works when everyone comes together, and Kadena is in need of that. There's a few things that Kadena really needs to figure out, like set standards for wallets, things like that we are also working on, trying to push forward and get that out there. But it's going to be a working thing where all of us projects need to come together for the greater good.
Yeah, I think that's a really important part. We're building it on such a small blockchain that it kind of harms all of us, right? If we're not working together. So I think it is really important that the whole community comes together, and it really has. Our developers tell me that they're helping projects with stuff, and other projects have definitely helped us with a lot of stuff. So I don't think I'd want to be building in any other community, because I don't think we see this inherent teamwork in any other ecosystem. Maybe you guys have, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. But I haven't seen it.
I really haven't, and that was our job at our previous firm. We were working with dozens of L1 chains, from Avalanche, Algorand, Cardano, Solana. The list goes on, and a lot of them don't even aren't really even around anymore. And it all really does come down to the user experience and how users feel they're in tune with developers, with the technologies that are built on those chains. And that's why we think that it can't just be that I don't want to drop names here, so let's call it the Crolana Foundation, pumps money into this thing or that thing and everyone's forced to use it. That just isn't going to work. It hasn't worked for chains like Cardano and Hedera and Avalanche, and they're great chains. They have great developers, they have great projects, but we're not seeing the next step being taken unless if you take a return to those basic building steps of, and I always say this now on podcasts, I'm a broken record, but instead of moving fast and breaking things, move a little bit slower and build things that really last. That's a traditional approach. That's a banking approach. That's an approach that will really rival and put blockchain on the same vantage point as Fidelity or Vanguard, as large institutions, as AWS, as healthcare. So that's what I'm really excited about as well too.
I'm excited too, and we know that Kadena is built for enterprises. So hopefully we'll see some of those healthcare companies and financial companies starting to use Kadena for their everyday business needs. While we're talking about enterprises, some of our members have pointed this out today. Kobe, I know you're very well connected. Maybe you can give us some insight, or you can tell us if it's just some garbage. But I'm not sure if you've seen the new tweets from Kadena today about Marmalade. And the featured project in the post is Muppets. So do you guys know anything about that? Muppets on Marmalade is, they're speculating Disney partnership, which, I don't know, but do you know anything about this?
My Kermit the Frog impression is not very good, and I'd have to drink a bit more to get me there. But other than a love for the Muppets, can't say much there.
Yeah. The only tie-in I can see is that one of the Kadena team members used to work for Disney. So I don't know if maybe there's some in there, but you never know.
Now let me be clear. He says this as an independent organization of KPN. I
yes, do not. This is all yes.
Matt, I can point to something really, really great to see. That first off, we were updated about Marmalade with another few teams just a month ago that there'd be some more updates coming. So they're keeping projects informed. They're keeping people along the way for that developer process. And And the second thing is that Kadena is doing a lot more these days to really entice and build relations with a lot of existing services on other chains. So recently or I talked just last week to a really popular swap service that we're looking at getting to hop over and start building on Kadena. And we're telling them all about the opportunity that exists on the chain and the changes that Kadena has made, which is why you're seeing these updates like those pushes to Marmalade, increased developer communication. And actually, it's why right after that call, when that guy asked for more names to talk to, I said, you should really talk to Matt from KDA Mining Club because he has a great handle on the developer cycle for miners, on the community, and you've been observing things for a while. So I think you'd also agree that we're seeing some interesting developments and changes. And I think that's, again, community driven of what people have been asking for, that they're being listened to, and that we're starting to get more of the answers that the community needs to hear.
Yeah, it's been really good. I know that I heard that 2023 that Kadena was going to kick it off strong, and I think we certainly have. I'm really excited to get onto Marmalade. We want Kadena Mining Club NFTs to be on the Marmalade standard. I think more than just about anybody. We're always asked when Marmalade, when Marmalade. We're almost there. We're almost there. Jad has come up with some really a really amazing thing for Marmalade, actually, which we might. I got a phone call, declined. Where was I? So yeah, really can't wait until we can get all the NFT collections on Kadena onto one standard on Marmalade, have one marketplace that everybody can come and use, and really bring everybody together and not have everything so split up. One thing that you guys talk a lot about is languages and the importance of offering your wallet in multiple languages. So how many languages are you up to now? And is it typical for wallets in such early stages, if at all, to offer such multi-language support?
I think at last count we were over 20 something, I believe. We're adding new ones all the time. It really comes down to looking at the demographics. Like we're looking, for example, at the going into like Google Play analytics, going into the Apple analytics, seeing what countries people are downloading the wallets, seeing where things are needed. We're seeing, like right now, for example, we're seeing a large increase in people asking for Russian language support. Really, it just comes down to what the community wants. We try to keep our ear to the ground and try to make sure that, the majority of the world, only about a lot of the world doesn't speak English. English is not the majority language of the world. People seem to think that it is, but it's not. There are so many different languages, and by not including all of these different languages, you're really just kind of, closing yourself off to all these different opportunities and different users to come in. It really is about inclusion for all and making sure that the user is the most important thing.
Yeah, that sounds really important. Over 20 languages now. That's really impressive. I can't imagine that other wallets have that same kind of support for 20 different languages. And you're really taking an analytical view of it. You're not just like throwing darts at a board.
Again,
sorry, Kobe.
Yeah, sorry. No. We're definitely not throwing darts at a board. We know the experience of where we're trying to grow communities with Kadena and by Kadena. And we're also working with partners such as our processor for getting some Kadena with some US dollar or euro to not only expand the regions we serve, but have them in line with the languages that we already support. So we're growing these communities. We'll have some more community language updates very soon that I expect. And it goes deeper than just Koala support, but the Kadena community at whole. If you're going to rally around your product, this is definitely a place where someone without that wallet experience just might not think it's that important. But when you're using a complex chain, let alone a complex new thing of finance like blockchain, that's a sector and an area where being local and being known, to a person is super important. It's like if you walked into your home and every time had to change the TV from an English channel to another one. It's a level of comfort that you'd expect from any professional service. And we seek for, again, the highest level of professional service when it comes to wallets, where that's our claim to fame.
Look, I'm really glad to see it. When we were, getting our mint going, we had, and we still have, I think 5 or 6 international channels in our Discord that are really quite active. Germany, we have Thailand, India is pretty active, and France as well. So I'm sure that you have all those languages. I would suspect. So if you are listening and you are a speaker of any of those languages, feel free to check Koala out to maybe get a little more of an enjoyable experience out of using your wallet.
Also,
Yeah.
I was going to say also, if there is any languages out there that we don't support, feel free to tweet at us at Koala Wallet, join our Discord, just let us know, and we will try our hardest to make sure that everyone is included. So like I said, if you download the wallet today and you don't see your native language, shoot us a message, let us know, and we'll get it in there.
Fantastic. So I have a few questions left, and then I think we can open it up for Q&A from everybody in the crowd. But just another quick reminder, if you're just joining us, the viewer count keeps jumping between 88 and 115, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But if you are just joining us, check out that pin tweet, like, retweet, tag 3 friends, and be in the space. We're going to be giving away a KD Box 2 at the end of this space. This new miner does 5 terahash, 400 watts. We have it here in the United States. We can ship it out tomorrow to whoever wins. So definitely do that if you want a KD Box 2. Earlier we were talking about, the whole Kadena ecosystem working together, whether it's wallets, NFT projects, whatever it is. But I still have to ask, what would you guys say is the main competitive advantage that you might have over the other wallets in the Kadena ecosystem today?
That's a great question. I think that, being able to come right off of talking about the comfort feel of using Koala Wallet and the native tactile response you get using the app, such as, languages, that level of detail and, that level of service to our users and value to our users from using the product should be expected not only in our language selection, but when you're sending, when you're buying, when you're receiving, when you're storing your Kadena. So from just the basic 4 functions of any cryptocurrency, I think that if you set us on a comparison with the other products, you'll be able to make a decision that we're definitely happy with, and we'll hopefully see you in the Discord a few minutes after. So I think that a lot of what makes Koala so excellent and cannot be really seen just yet is that we spent many months building this project, very agile, very stealthy, and very modular. We're ready to implement the next wave of features such as WalletConnect, detailed NFT support, lending services for those that have them enabled with Kadena and more. We're bringing those to users very soon. And the way we're doing so is far different than other wallets. So I think in the product cycle of having that relationship that you might one day have with the bank that you kind of have with your own personalized Koala wallet, the product cycle for a user, that's where you're going to really feel the difference between a hotel and maybe some kind of resort. So that's what we're doing, and I know that's a little bit ambiguous, but I hope it's a bit enticing and mysterious too, since it's so far worked for us pretty well. Chris, what would you add there?
Well, I just point out again that one of the things that stands us out too is our support. The fact that we are always watching and our support is very excellent. We also have our support website, support.koalawallet.io, which has lots of amazing articles and everything that are not only just focused on Koala Wallet and its usage and troubleshooting, but there's also articles about blockchain and wallet security in general. So I highly suggest everyone, these are supremely well written articles by Fernando, one of our great support people, and I suggest people just go give them a breeze through. You might learn something new about blockchain, or if you have any questions about how the wallet operates, there's some really great articles about that too.
Yeah, got to give it up to the documentation that you guys have. Our team was recently talking about it about a week ago, kind of using it as an example for what's possible and kind of goals to reach for and how we can compare. And I don't know if we can improve on what you guys have, but we can definitely aim to get on par, or maybe we'll aim for par. That sounds really good. Talking about Koala, I know that you guys like to build. You're building in stealth. You like a little bit of mystery. don't want to give everything away, and I think we've seen the success with that with your project and others. But what are you most looking forward to in 2023? Is there anything new, anything that you guys could share with us today on this space?
Kobe,
You
you
know,
want
I'm
to be
trying to think which
the
is
bearer?
most, you know, it's a difficult question because again, you don't know what the next trend is going to be. You don't know what's going to come. You don't know how we're going to turn it around and make it more exciting and valuable for users. But I think NFTs are really where I've been most disappointed in the field of innovation, not only in the past, 5, 6 months in this big downturn and longer year and a half of NFTs overall being less enticing, but I think a lot of that comes down to the technology around it, and making sure that you can convey to others how much value that there is in that NFT own. Because to a lot of people, as most of us know, you say NFT and they think right click, steal a JPEG, ha ha ha. So I think that the thing I'm most excited for is how we kind of bring bring the same value that users invest and see and have tangibly in their NFT, make that experience and their ownership something that matters. It isn't just a grid of all of your NFTs of a collection that you can like drag and drop and reorder top to bottom, or you just scroll through. Make it again, bring that value there. So I'm staying ambiguous, but again, it's definitely for our NFT support. For a community, Kadena, that is far too long had, far underdeveloped NFT capabilities. A lot of the time, no fault of the developers, just of the space, and Koala Wallet not doing it fast enough. So we won't say that anymore very soon.
To build upon what Kobe was saying, I too am kind of disappointed with the NFT space in general. But the thing that I'm most excited for is when people start realizing the true potential behind NFTs and how there's so much more than just pictures. The picture aspect of it is probably the least interesting aspect of NFTs in my mind.
Yeah.
It's projects that are utilizing NFTs in ways like Kadena Mining, where it's actually an item that gets you something in return. It's actually something that has some kind of real world value, and people just need to start realizing that there's so much more that can be done with these NFTs. For especially with the Kadena NFTs, how they're interchangeable and how you can go back and upgrade NFTs and things like that. That there's so much potential for outside of the picture world that I'm hoping that more people start seeing and jumping on and delivering products that bring us to the next form of adoption. Products like apps, like what I always said, one of the greatest thing NFTs could ever do would be for your public records, to be able to have an app where, for example, all of your medical records are secured in a hash by your private key that only you have access to. Could you imagine where you live in a world where you go somewhere like on vacation or go to a conference and you have to go to the hospital? They don't have any of your medical records. They don't know your history. You're going to have to sit there, explain everything to them. But where blockchain and NFTs could totally negate that. So, and especially with Kadena having the upgradable one. So that's what I'm hoping to see in the next year or two, is a shift away from the pictures towards the tech.
Well, I love the ideas that you're throwing out, Chris. Especially now we have the Kadena Eco $100 million grant program. We have what you guys are doing with your new mini grant program. We have the Builders Club. So we're all here ready to help if anybody wants to put together, what Chris was just talking about, because I definitely agree. There's some tremendous value there.
Well,
But
Matt, I'd love to butt in and be toxic for a minute to help out our communities. What I'd love to hear, we have so many people listening in. You've listened to my voice for quite some time. I don't have the same radio, intensity as Matt and Chris here. Listen, whoever is following both Kadena Mining Club and myself and Kadena Ecosystem, so it's 3 accounts if you're following them, or if you go follow and you send my personal account a message, it could be a hey, it could be a yo, it could be a meme, it could be a joke. You're going to be entered into a little raffle we're going to do today in the next hour, and we're going to send out a free sweater from our new merch shop. So we're really excited. We have some merch. So does Kadena Mining Club. So check both of those stores out. And we're going to be giving away a nice sweater at the end of the day, and maybe some other awards in that raffle too. So I'll be tweeting about it. I don't want to take up too much time talking about it now. I'm getting some DMs already, but make sure to be following Kadena Mining Club, and I can't wait to answer some of your community questions.
Whoa, we got a bit of a surprise giveaway. That's awesome. A little sweatshirt. I'm looking forward to that. Is it a koala? It's a koala sweatshirt.
It might be a limited edition one.
Oh, shit. All right. You
Oh,
guys heard
yeah.
Kobe. Everybody, Kobe better have at least 80 messages. Kobe, you might regret
And Matt,
the
if there's an account you
avenue.
need to get out there, you let me know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see about that.
You might regret the medium of communication you chose, Kobe. We got a lot of people in here.
That's all right. I got some battery on my phone. I got some battery.
That's all good. To get back to the NFTs really quickly, I'm really looking forward for you guys to get WalletConnect working, and I'm looking forward to getting KMC integrated with Koala, because I would say maybe it's like it has to be 90% of our holders. I don't have the exact numbers. 80-90% of our holders are all on X Wallet at the moment, and it's a great product. But maybe would be better if the NFTs were a little more spread out across different wallets. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, I think Kadena has a lot of potential to really change what NFTs are. We personally at Kadena Mining Club, we're looking to maybe rebrand away from the NFT word and begin calling our product digital assets, because digital assets sounds a little better and a little less scammy and apish as NFTs do. And there's a lot of cool projects on Kadena that are innovating and doing things that aren't being done on other blockchains. You have all the mining projects. You have DNA. I'm really looking forward to DNA rolling out. You got Wizards Arena. I saw Ron raised his hand. I'm not sure where he went, but we'd love to get him up here as well. So there's a lot of really fun and innovative projects. Nightbreakers, right? Nightbreakers, how it changes from day to night. That's a really cool collection. I know they're a bit slow at the moment because there's no Marmalade transactions, but I can't wait for them to get back onto the space once we have, trading working on Marmalade. So yeah, I'm really bullish on NFTs or digital assets or whatever we're going to call them in the future on Kadena, and I can't wait for that Koala support to come into fruition in what should be sometime in the near future. Without, we obviously don't know, but in the near future. So where are we now? When QuickSign? I mean, do we have any updates on when QuickSign, Kobe? I know this is nobody knows, right?
We won't do a QuickSign update, but we do have it in the works already. Since WalletConnect is now being integrated into the app and will be there pretty soon. So now that it's coming, what you can do is interpolate from the WalletConnect, which will be coming out soon. When that does hit the stores, you'll know that we're moving fast, and then we'll probably be able to give a better timeline soon.
Sweet. That is really exciting. I mean, just once one wallet gets that QuickSign enabled, I think it's NFTs are really going to take off. We got Ron up here. Ron from the Wizards team.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
How's it going? Yeah, we can hear you good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I've been pretty busy doing, I had that space earlier. Now I'm hopping on here, but I'm having a good time. It's Wizards Wednesdays, so I try to really just dedicate myself to Kadena and the Wizards on Wednesdays and try to step away from everything else.
Awesome. Yeah, that I was listening to most of that space that you had earlier with Emily. If you're listening now and you haven't listened to Wizard Space with Emily Pillmore a few hours ago, definitely go check out that space on the Wizards account. How did you guys manage to land a space with Emily?
So we work pretty closely with Noah Crypto. He's actually a part of our Wizards Council, and I think he just reached out to her, and she must know who he is or something, because it didn't seem like it was too hard. I see him listening. But yeah, I guess he just reached out to her and she was down to do it. It was pretty cool though.
Yeah, it was a great space. So highly recommend everybody to check that out if you haven't listened to it.
Oh yeah, hey Ron.
What's up, Kirby?
Yeah. Go ahead, Kobe. Did you have anything?
Yeah, I was just saying what's up to Kirby.
Oh no, we're both just saying hey. Yeah, no, I'm going speed round now. I don't want to spiel anymore. So you ask a question, I'm going to do my best. Get out quick.
All right. Well, this has been a great space. I just have one more question. So, before I get to that, a couple things. We're giving away a KD box too. You guys know the drill. Check out that pin tweet. We'll do the drawing right at the very end of this space. If you have any questions for the Koala Wallet team, for Kobe, for Chris, maybe even the Wizards as well, feel free to jump up here to ask your question. Feel free to drop your question in the KMC Discord. I'll be able to read it there. And of course, don't forget to message Kobe if you want to win a Koala Wallet sweatshirt. All right, final question for me. Any special cooperation or features coming to Koala Wallet, via the KPN, via the Kadena ecosystem connection? Is there going to be really any working together? Anything special?
Oh man, we are right now already, especially with that quick sign feature coming out. Or I should have said WalletConnect, but I guess that's more than saying it. We're already working with a bunch of partners there, as well with our NFTs, so that everyone's are actually on the blockchain and not just tapping into our own centralized database. Um, what else? What else can I say now? We are finishing up a security audit that's going to be coming out soon, so there'll be yet another auditing firm that is familiar with Kadena and existing in their ecosystem. In terms of Kadena partners through KPN, look out for those grants. We're going to try to be very transparent. Sometimes it suits the objective of a goal to be really transparent, and then sometimes it as in share with the community, and then sometimes it's better to kind of say, it didn't go so well, but we think there's another angle. Let's keep this this $30 grant under wraps, and then talk about it when we make it effective. So we're still going to be figuring things out. It won't go to Eucalyptus Labs projects as a conflict of interest, but yeah, expect those grants to be really scattered and all over, because hey, we're going to see what works. We're going to take a labs approach, and that's what it's about.
I guess it's really helpful for you guys to have that great database of all the projects that you can reach out to and get ideas from, or hear about what they need. And again, I'm really looking forward to Koala getting that WalletConnect out, and some of the other projects partners building upon it, and really just delivering more value for everybody in the Kadena ecosystem. I'm really looking forward to it. So it doesn't seem like we have any questions in our Discord or in this space. Nobody seems to be raising their hands. We got Ron. What's going on?
I got a question for Kobe. Yes, I'm a pretty
Uh-oh.
big fan of Eucalyptus Labs so far. Koala Wallet UI looks awesome. I haven't made the jump yet because I'm really waiting for that WalletConnect. But I promise you, once that's there, I'm leaving X Wallet. I guess the only barrier I would have is I was just wondering if you guys have any plans at all to make like a Chrome extension, or integrate with like PC somehow. I know I've heard you guys talk about like mainly focusing on mobile for now. Just wanted to know if you had any plans for that.
I can answer this. Yeah, we definitely have an extension wallet, and possibly maybe in the future a desktop wallet as well in the process. That's one of the great things about our dev and design team, is that they've designed it in a way that it's very versatile for us to be able to do these kind of things using Flutter and using Dart and other different developing tools. So it's really just more kudos to them for forward thinking these kind of things, because we know people want those kind of wallets because that's what they've kind of become accustomed to with Kadena. A lot of people use the extension wallets. So, we definitely are working on that and taking things like that into consideration. I don't know if Kobe wants to add to that.
Oh man, I do. I was actually on mute. I was on mute. I told a whole funny anecdote, and then Chris comes in. I'm so sorry. Yes. Okay. So there's two things I'd love to add here, though. Something I was hammering in for a while was that no matter when we get on desktop, we're going to pursue the best experience possible. That is still very true. But something that our developer team did way before I was even smart enough to start bothering them was design around some tools that made it really simple to create really extraordinary web extensions for Chrome, for Brave browser, without having to get all messy with desktop programs of a .exe file and all that stuff. So the first thing I really want to say is that when we release this product, we're going to do it quicker because there's such a need for it. There's such a growing demand for it that we want people to have, Koala Wallet as you have in your hand on mobile, right there on Chrome. The second thing is that we're always going to be pursuing, though, making the best experience, whether you're on Linux, and I always start with Linux, but Linux, Mac, Windows, wherever you are, that you have the option to switch to something that's, again, super comfortable, really easy to use, and just an excellent product at the top of its field. So the first thing we're going to do is create a really simple extension, and then we're going to be able to provide even more detail and comfort to the experience, so that it's not just for the intermediate or pro user, but everyone can have it.
Awesome. I appreciate the answer and the explanation, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, awesome answer and great question, Ron. We got TSN Crypto up here.
Yeah,
Every
thanks
space
for having me.
that I see.
Yeah,
How do you find the
wanna-
time? How's your day going?
It's been busy.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I'm doing a lot of AWS stuff at the moment, so yeah, it's fun. But I have some questions for Koala. I've always got questions, and I just want to say it's great to have another wallet project because I never stick all my coins in one bag. And having
Sure.
another secure wallet and not just using other ones as well, and then doing that. But what's been the hardest thing about sort of launching a wallet from scratch?
So is the question is what's been hardest thinking about from scratch?
Yeah, but what's been the hardest thing to implement from scratch? Because you've got KDA there and the chain weaver. I'm really interested in what you're going to do with the chain weaver and bringing it into a single chain format.
Absolutely. So there's two things that have been most difficult. The first was probably making the decisions of which tree path to go down in terms of the development, of which stack we're going to use that's going to be more versatile based off of, again, not only our 5 or 6 years personally of 7 of our team in wallet development, but the people that even were before us working since 2011, 12, and 14 on wallet projects as well. So we had a lot to learn from working with a bunch of different coins, like I had mentioned. So we made those decisions based on a lot of that for the initial stack. That's why we built our own index, or we built our own UI from ground up. And that leads me to my second point. The front end of the product was not only really difficult to actually develop into the application, just because we did go from scratch so that we'd be trained up on the project. But the second reason is really that when we were implementing all these UI features, we always had a decision to make between, Chris was doing maybe, I mean, you could say it best, but 12 hours a day at some points of talking with users, day in and day out about what worked and didn't work on their phone with previous products. So we had a lot of ways we could have gone. And I think we settled on really the right decisions after a lot of deliberation. So we put a lot of thought into those two areas, because the first comes down to security and the second comes down to users. And we put them on level fields, but you don't have to build one without the other.
Where do we go to download it?
Oh, have I won you over?
Yeah, well, yeah. If it's simple and easy to use, I'm all up for it. So.
Okay, I hope it's a quick onboarding for you. Back up your phrase and select your native tongue. But I think we'll win you over in the coming months with the features we develop, and again, how we develop them. So we're really excited for that.
And how are you going to sort of implement the UI with sort of Marmalade NFTs going forward?
So right now we're doing our best to work with every existing project who's not on Marmalade. And we're also doing a parallel working with the Kadena team to stay updated with their developments and make sure that we can include both older standards and continue on Marmalade going forward. So I think industry-wide, we're seeing more of a belief that people are going to be coming to Marmalade and sort of making a migration, as Matt was mentioning. And so we'll do what we do best, which is stay in tune with the community because of amazing people like Fernando, Chris, and Michelle on our community teams, to miss a few names. And with the Kadena team, working with all of them as they've just grown to this really great team of already these 12 developer experience alone, who are providing ample resources now compared to just a few months ago when things were more scarce. So that's what we'll do.
Yeah, it sounds great. From what I've seen from Kadena, any developers, mind my dogs. From a developer's point of view, they've changed the way they're doing things at the moment. So they've brought more developers on board. So they've sort of stepped back to step forward. So they've slowed down to speed up the development going forward. Which, if you're bringing a lot of developers on at the same time, I think that's always the case. I'm looking bright for KDA at the moment. So I've been spending a lot of time doing a lot of research. What do you think the main scalability of blockchain is going to be in the future?
Did you ask what the main scalability challenge is, or?
Yeah, because they always say that like the trilemma, and one of them's like the TPS for KDA. You got chain with like 20.
Yeah, well, let's pretend. I appreciate the question. Let's pretend that tomorrow a lot of other chains realized what Kadena is doing and they copy and pasted the chain and ported over. It's a crazy hypothetical, but let's use it. Then you have everyone kind of on the same equalized trilemma is solved. What's the next problem? What's the next bottleneck for crypto? And I think that we see that both it's innovators of making sure that not only are you not getting duped by FTX in this new field, but the other firm, a different exchange, is not going to get compromised by a hacking group. So you have that front of, is innovation going to keep up with providing use case to people? I think that's a huge bottleneck that we're trying to show, how you need to have a superior and ultimate product of a wallet, not just a middle ground. And the second thing is people themselves. My grandma does have a Bitcoin wallet. I'm lucky she's with us, and I'm even luckier that she let me put a little bit of her money back in it in 2017. I'm talking a K or two, and she asks me about it daily. She has very strong arms, has not sold, let alone her hands. But people are going to be the problem here in a way. And technology is going to have to address that, whether it's some kind of AI that simplifies the onboarding process to a T of explaining this next wave in finance and in self-authority of funds. I mean, imagine that. Imagine if ChatGPT could explain to everyone very coherently what blockchain is without all the, scamish, crazy CNBC stuff you hear. I'm just dreaming here for a second, but people are going to be the next problem in a sense, and that's why you need companies to center their focus around those people, which is what we're doing.
I think you're completely right there. You've hit the nail on the head in terms of people in the education of Web3, but also in the future be no code, low code options. People to onboard. I was watching. Oh no, I wasn't watching. I was listening at the space with CZ, and somebody said no code, low code, and like, that's where the major Web2 players are going in terms of sort of setting up power automated flows and data feeds and all those sort of things. It simplifies the process, but being a bit of a coder, I still like the old process, so I can see the advantages of both. But it's the accessibility of the product end of the day, and I think what you're doing is probably the right thing to do.
Thank you very much. And I would follow up with a joke that GPT chat wrote everything I just said. It's not true, but I guess now you have a percentage chance at least. Maybe it's approaching one. Thanks for the question.
When GPT chat comes up with a live data feed against the internet, that's when we start to worry.
Well, yeah, I'm no conspiracy theorist, but I bet that some government will have it for a few years before. So good luck, people.
Oh yeah, they've already had it for years, Kobe.
That's how they've been writing all my speeches, so
Oh man, TSN, awesome questions as always. Thank you for joining. I know you are always here, and I hope you'll be back next week. I think we're organizing with Michelle and KPN a space between us again, but more focused on the Kadena Builders Club and more focused on Kadena Ecosystem's upcoming mini eco grant program as well. So look forward to that next week. And I think we're going to have Ron the Wizards up.
What's coming?
What's coming? Well, you're going to have to tune in next week to find out what's coming. I'm
sure
it's going to be a great
space. Win something. You just might win.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe not a KD Box 2 again, but I think we can do some. We'll have some more fun next week as well. I'm looking forward to that, and I think Ron, we have a space coming up. We need to get it on the calendar, so we're going to be talking to the Wizards. Have a space for the Wizards in the near future as well, in the next week or two.
Yep, looking forward to that. I'm sure it'll be a great talk. And yeah, nothing set in stone yet, but I'm looking for probably next week, maybe the week after. But yeah, like I said, I'm really looking forward to that.
Awesome, and thanks for joining us here this afternoon as well, Ron. So this was a really fantastic space with Koala Wallet. We had Kobe, we had Chris up here, answered a lot of really great questions. Got me really excited about Koala. I can't wait to get my KMC NFTs on Koala Wallet. The moment we've all been waiting for. I know everybody's waiting. KD Box, where's the KD Box? So we're just under 100 listeners. We had 100 just a moment ago. But I'm going to do this drawing right now. I got Twitter Picker open. I'm going through the steps. Here we go. Who's going to win the KD Box 2? Begin draw. And we got a winner here. Let's see if they're in the space. Mr. Joker Coin. Joker Coin 4. Is Joker Coin 4 in the space? If Joker Coin is here, he'll be taking home a KD Box 2, but I don't see Joker Coin.
If he's not in here, I'll take it.
No, he's not in here. Oh, man. Joker Coin. I'll give Joker Coin, since it is a KD Box 2, Joker, if you're listening on the PC, we might not be able to see your profile picture in here. So I'll give you 30 seconds really quickly. Send me a DM and say that you're in here. And if not, we're going to do another draw, pick another winner. And what about this sweatshirt, Kobe? Do we have how many DMs have you gotten, Kobe, about that?
I'm looking at them now. I've only gotten about I think 15 or 16, so the chances are still pretty low. So if you're looking for a good opportunity, you could get in there now and win something. Chris, you want to shout out our merch shop and talk about what you might find?
I was literally just about to say that. So if you guys want to check it out, it is swap.koalawallet.io. It's got lots of amazing gear. You can get the Koala Wallet logo in both the awesome purplish colors, and then also just in like a white, black and white kind of version as well. And then we also have a limited edition t-shirt and hoodie combo that we're selling right now as well. And everything in the store is 20% off if you use code word Koala Swag when you check out. So make sure you guys go and order yourselves some cool swag. I actually today got myself I call them a toque because I'm Canadian. You guys will probably know I'm a Canadian. You guys will know them as beanies. I got one of the Koala Wallet beanies and then one of the limited t-shirts. And I'll say this, I ordered it and it came like within a couple of days. So the shipping's really quick, worldwide shipping.
You might have to share that photo soon. He sent that right away in the chat. We have a good group chat.
Yeah.
He sent that right away. But that's SWAG.
Yeah, I can post that.
Yeah, we'll post that link, swag.koalawallet. Check it out and get some merch. I always wanted to say get my merch, and I can't really because these amazing designers and folks on my team are where it's at. But go get my merch.
Go get that merch and DM Kobe if you haven't yet, if you want to win a Koala Wallet sweatshirt. Well, guys, I have some interesting news. I haven't gotten a DM from Joker, but I did draw the next winner, as you were talking about your store, which I'm going to go check out right after this space. You didn't win. Okay. They are back. Okay, so they left, I think, or I lost them, but they're back now. So we have a winner. The winner of the KD Box 2 is EOD Vet 98. Who is allegedly, by their bio, a former Air Force explosive ordnance disposal technician. So that sounds really badass, and I'm really glad that we're able to give this KD Box 2 away to a former member of our nation's armed services. So thank you, EOD Vet. We'll get a DM over to you, and we'll get that KD Box 2 shipped out tomorrow as quickly as we possibly can, or as soon as you give us your shipping address. So big congrats, EOD. If you want to get up here and say something, feel free. If not, we're going to do some closing remarks and then we'll end the space. Kobe, Chris, I think we've had a couple final words now, but anything left to say to the wonderful people who've been listening? Where can we find Koala Wallet? Where can we download it? Wait, I have the answer. I pinned a tweet. So if you haven't downloaded Koala Wallet yet, check out the pinned tweets in this space, and you can download Koala for iOS or Google Play. With that, Kobe, what do you got for us? Oh, we got EOD. Go ahead, Kobe.
Well, first off, Chris, give them the links. Where can they find us?
KoalaWallet.io, available in both the Android and the iOS App Store. So go check it out, download it. Make sure you also join our Discord, which is linked on the website. There you'll get full live support. You can talk directly to the devs. Kobe's in there all the time. I'm in there all the time. So make sure you guys join that as well. And go download the wallet. And if you like it, make sure you go and leave a positive, possibly 5-star review on the App Store. It would be much appreciated.
For anyone who entered the giveaway and DM'd me, who is both following my own account, Kadena Ecosystem and Kadena Mining Club, we will be sending you a message by this evening, which is EST, by about 9 p.m., as when we'll be doing the drawing when evening comes at 12. And thanks everyone for listening. This was actually one of my most fun AMAs. I think it's because I'm talking with an old friend already from Cancun now, where we were able to talk to so many people at Bitmain about Kadena and get excited together in person about the growing ecosystem. And since then, no matter the price, no matter the FTX stuff, the Solana downturns, whatever it is, we've kept building. You guys have kept listening, staying engaged, following the projects, and we're so excited for the next stages in this ecosystem in 2023. So everyone take care, and we are super excited to update you with what's coming next.
Really well said, Kobe. This has been a fantastic conversation. Really glad to have you on. It was fantastic meeting you down in Cancun. Can't wait until we can meet again at one of these conferences this year. And thank you for sharing everything about Koala. Thank you, Chris, as well, for joining. I'm looking forward to hopefully meeting you at some point in the near future. And I'm really looking forward to talking to you both again, maybe at another space in a couple months, or we'll be talking to you next week about the Builders Club and the eco grants and all that good stuff. But we have EOD Vet up here, the winner of the KD Box 2. EOD Vet, you have anything to say? Big congratulations.
Well, thanks for the miner. And two new things go hand in hand. An untracked wallet happens to be, we'll use Koala Wallet with the miner. It's always a benefit. It's one of those anti-centralization things. Thanks for the recognition as well. And hopefully we can pull this Kadena out of its current funk and with good new projects and good new spaces and see where we go. Thanks.
Thank you, EOD Vet. Thank you for coming up here and saying those words. Yeah, we're all really excited for what's to come on Kadena through 2023 and beyond. I think the bear market, maybe it's over, maybe it's not over, but regardless of what the price is, we're going to continue to build. I don't think we're going anywhere unless Kadena reaches zero, which I don't think that's going to happen. So we're going to keep building. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us this afternoon. We really appreciate all your time. We'll see you again next week with perhaps a space with KPN again, talking about our Eco Grant program. We have a space coming up with Wizards Arena. We're going to get back on Apes Together Strong very soon, and we're aiming to have our miners online as quickly as possible for our entire community. We're waiting on Bitmain. Can't do anything to speed them up, but we're bugging them almost every day just along the process.
I'll talk to someone.
Yeah, Kobe. Let's talk to Mr. Zan. Let's see if he can do something for us. But they're coming, everybody. Just hang tight. We want to get mining just as much as all of you. Thank you again for coming, and we'll see you all soon.
Thanks for having us.
That wraps up another amazing AMA. Thank you for watching. We hope that you found the information helpful and informative. Do not forget to follow us on social media for the latest updates and news on all things Koala Wallet. Until next time, have a great day and take care.